What's up, risk managers? My name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. And boy, is she one hell of a drug. And welcome to tonight's NA meeting, where we'll discuss the economic data for the week, analyze today's session, and from that, build a winning game plan for tomorrow's price action. And if you haven't done so already, you can show your support by subscribing to the channel. And with that said, let's jump into the charts now. This is tomorrow's data. And be mindful that all times are in Central Time. And we have a big block of news scheduled for tomorrow, so let's jump into it. We have a big block of news at 7:30 with a focus on core PCE for the month of April, goods trade balance for the month of April, and finally, personal income and personal spending for the month of April. At 8:45, we have the Chicago PMI for the month of May. At 9 o'clock, we have the Michigan Consumer Expectation and Sentiment Index for the month of May. And finally, we have the 1-year and 5-year Consumer Inflation Expectation for the month of May. At 11:20, we have Fed Bostic speaking. And finally, at 2:30, we have some CFTC data being released. And now that we know what to expect, let's jump into the charts and create a game plan for tomorrow's price action. This is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream. And today was definitely a trend day. And as I analyze the charts, I see about 3 clues that's going to be essential for helping us find the best trades going into tomorrow's stream. So let's jump into it. During the overnight session, the Nasdaq opened slightly bullish and traded 368 points to the upside into a previous area of resistance. However, once the bulls failed to rotate price higher, the bears stepped in and price sold off 557 points to the downside and seeing a 183 point bounce going into the close of the session. And based on this price action, this is what I'm going to be looking for. So, for my bullish thesis, if the bulls can regain their control overnight, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades back within a range between 520 and 530. Because this is the range where the bears broke structure to the downside earlier in yesterday's session. And I do expect for passive sell orders to be resting around this area to sell the retest. But if they fail to regain control, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades within a range between 635 and 660. However, for my bearish thesis, if the bears can maintain their control overnight, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades within a range between 260 and 235. Because this is the range where the bulls broke structure to the upside earlier in Tuesday's session. And I do expect for passive buy orders to be resting around this area to buy the retest. But if they fail to regain control, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades within a range between 175 and 135. Now, for those that found themselves on the wrong side of the market today, I know personally how discouraging that can make you feel. But remember, every trader has faced this same challenge, but what separates profitable traders is their ability to use these moments to refine their strategies and to keep moving forward. But I'll be monitoring both markets overnight to identify the best trades as we go into tomorrow's stream. And in summary, the Nasdaq started off the session with a strong bullish move to the upside. The Nasdaq grinded higher overnight, clearing out the liquidity above 560. And finally, the Nasdaq bears sold price down, taking out the entire move and also taking out Thursday's lows. And that's all I have for tonight, risk managers. And you can watch us trade these concepts live by clicking this video. We'll see you there.